Let us continue salt analysis. In that characteristics of equilibrium constant. Now equilibrium constant depends on temperature. That point we'll see. Temperature dependence of equilibrium constant. Temperature dependence of equilibrium constant. Let us take the equation, Haber process equation. N2 plus H2 gives 2NH3. Now for this delta H is equal to negative. Delta H is equal to negative. Let us take another equation. N2 plus O2 gives 2NO. N2 plus O2 gives 2NO. For this delta H is equal to positive. Delta H is equal to positive. Now temperature, rise in temperature favors endothermic process. Rise in temperature favors endothermic process. So on increasing the temperature, endothermic favors. Endothermic favors. On increasing the temperature, endothermic favors. That means here forward is endothermic. Here forward is endothermic. Here forward is endothermic. So forward is favored. Forward is favoring. Forward favors. Here forward is back. Here forward is exothermic. Here forward is exothermic. Therefore forward is suppressed. Forward is suppressed. Here forward is suppressed. Why? Because forward is exothermic. Here forward is exothermic in the Haber's process. In the Haber's process, forward is exothermic, so forward is suppressed. In this, in the second reaction, forward is endothermic, so forward is favored on rising the temperature. Now, since forward is favoring, how the equilibrium constant will be there? How the equilibrium constant will be there? You think it? Equilibrium constant is nothing but A into e power minus delta H by RT. Delta H by RT. Like this you can say. This equilibrium constant equal to A into e power minus delta H by RT. So if you change the temperature, equilibrium constant changes or not. See, if you change the temperature, what happens to the equilibrium constant? That we will see. Now we will take a exothermic process. For exothermic process, delta H is equal to minus x. We will substitute in the formula Kc is equal to A into e power. Here minus is there. Here delta H is equal to minus x. Let us substitute here. Therefore plus x by RT. Now let us raise the temperature. When you raise the temperature, denominator rising. So this term decreases. So this exponential term decreases. So equilibrium constant decreases. So equilibrium constant decreases. So that if the process is exothermic, then on rising the temperature, equilibrium constant decreases. So equilibrium temperature rising means equilibrium constant decreasing for exothermic process. Then for endothermic process, on rising the temperature, equilibrium constant rises. That is the point. Okay. On rising the temperature, equilibrium constant rises for endothermic process. So equilibrium constant depends on temperature. We can say equilibrium constant depends on temperature, we can say. Sir. So equilibrium constant depends on temperature, we said. Already we discussed equilibrium constant depends on stoichiometry. Then equilibrium constant depends on mode of the process, that we discussed. Okay, next. Is equilibrium constant depends on nature of the process? Is equilibrium constant depends on nature of the equilibrium. Nature of equilibrium. Okay. Nature of equilibrium, that means nature of reactants and nature of products. Yes, of course. Haber's process, if we take nitrogen plus oxygen gives ammonia. Contact process, if we take sulfur dioxide plus oxygen gives sulfur trioxide. So when the nature of reactants and products, if we take, if it is different, equilibrium constant will be different. Okay. So equilibrium constant depends on nature of equilibrium. What is the reactant, what is the product, based on that equilibrium constant varying. Sorry, equilibrium constant depends on nature. Next, what is the dependence between equilibrium constant and concentration? What is the relation between equilibrium constant and concentration? Will there be any relation? What do you say? Is equilibrium constant depends on concentration? Is equilibrium constant depends on concentration? Do you think? Do you think equilibrium constant depends on concentration? Is equilibrium constant depends on concentration or not depending? Okay. So you are saying that equilibrium constant depends on concentration. Sir. So you are saying equilibrium constant depends on concentration. Whether it is correct or wrong, we have to check. Whether equilibrium constant depends on concentration or not depending on concentration, that point we have to check it. Sir. Now we will see. Now we will take acetic acid. We are taking acetic acid. Let us dissolve acetic acid in water. It becomes aqueous acetic acid. It goes for equilibrium. Equilibrium is acetic acid is in equilibrium with its own ions. Its own ions like this. Now let us take a initial concentration of acetic acid is 10 to the power of minus 1 molar. If this acetic acid is dissociating, so dissociating to how much extent, in the sense x molar, because it is weak acid, so it is not dissociating completely. At equilibrium, the concentration of acetic acid is 0.1 minus x, acetate is x molar, H plus is x molar. Now we will find a equilibrium constant. We will find. So equilibrium constant Kc is equal to concentration of acetate ion into concentration of H plus ion by concentration of acetic acid 0.1 minus x. 0.1 minus x. Sorry. Next we will take acetic acid in another way. We will take. Now we will take acetic acid solution. Its concentration is 0.01 molar. It is dissociating. This acetic acid is dissociating. How much means y molar? So at equilibrium 0.01 minus y molar is present. This is dissociating to give acetate ions and H plus ions. So acetate ions y molar is produced, H plus ions y molar produced. Now equilibrium constant equal to concentration of acetate ion into concentration of H plus ion by concentration of acetic acid 0.01 minus y. Okay. Now it is equilibrium constant for acetic acid. It is equilibrium constant for acetic acid. Okay. This is equilibrium constant for acetic acid. It is equilibrium constant for acetic acid. Here initial concentration 10 power minus 1. Here initial concentration is 0.01. Okay. Here x molar H plus is there. Here y molar H plus is there. For this equilibrium constant is Kc. For this equilibrium constant is Kc. Now shall we say here equilibrium constant of acetic acid, here equilibrium constant of acetic acid different. Shall we say different or shall we say same? What do you say? Shall we say equilibrium constant of acetic acid in these two cases different, shall we say, or same, shall we say? cell. Let us see the experimental result. Whether equilibrium constant is different or same, that we will check experimentally. We will check. In electrochemistry, we have got a relation between E naught cell and equilibrium constant. So relation is E naught cell is equal to 0.059 by n log Kc. It is the relation between E naught cell and equilibrium constant. So relation between E naught cell and equilibrium constant value we got. This indicates equilibrium constant, this Kc equilibrium constant depends on E naught cell. E naught cell is under standard condition. Standard condition in the sense we have to take concentration 1 molar, pressure 1 bar, temperature 298 Kelvin. So whatever the concentration you take, E naught cell will have only one value. But cell potential varies. So now E naught cell and E cell, this value is fixed. This value is fixed. This value is variable. It is depending on concentration. If you change the concentration, this changes. Though you are changing the concentration, this does not change. This value is meant for 1 molar, that's all. Whatever the concentration you take, this value will not change. This value only changes. Similarly, E naught of Zn2 plus bar Zn, E of Zn2 plus bar Zn, it is reduction potential of zinc electrode. It is standard reduction potential of zinc electrode. Whatever the concentration of zinc ion you take, this reduction potential varies, but standard reduction potential does not vary. So this indicates E naught cell is constant for a particular cell. Since it is constant, this is also a constant. Do you think Kc depends on concentration now? Do you feel that electrode potential depends on concentration? Yes, but standard electrode potential does not. Now you see that it is standard electrode potential, it is electrode potential. If you vary the concentration, electrode potential varies, but standard electrode potential does not vary. It is fixed. Whatever the concentration you take, if you do not take 1 molar, then it is electrode potential. It is not standard electrode potential. Okay. You are saying that n will vary. N varies. If you take suppose zinc electrode. For zinc electrode, if you take plus 2 will convert into 0, that means n is equal to 2 here. If you fix nature is same means suppose you are taking zinc electrode. If you take zinc electrode, n is constant. If you take zinc electrode, n remains constant. Therefore, n is also a constant value. N is also a constant value. E naught cell is a constant. E naught cell is constant, n is constant, then Kc is constant. Then will you say Kc depends on concentration? You think it? So Kc does not depend on concentration. Or shall we say Kc depends on concentration? What do you say? So will you say Kc depends on concentration or Kc does not depend on concentration? What is the relation between concentration and Kc? Will it be same or will it be different? Do you say that Kc depends on concentration? Do you say that Kc does not depend on concentration? What do you say? So Kc does not depend on concentration. Sir, when Kc does not depend on concentration, we can say Kc does not depend on pressure, because pressure is nothing but concentration term. Sir, so Kc does not depend on concentration, Kc does not depend on pressure. So equilibrium constant depends on which factors? Equilibrium constant depends on stoichiometry of reaction. Second point, equilibrium constant depends on mode of reaction. Third point, equilibrium constant depends on temperature. Next point, equilibrium constant depends on nature. Next point, equilibrium constant does not depend on concentration. Equilibrium constant does not depend on pressure. Sorry. So equilibrium constant dependence we have seen. The equilibrium constant depends on which factors? That point we have discussed. Okay. Now we will take water. We will take water. To this water, let us pass H2S gas. We will prepare a saturated solution of H2S. We will prepare a saturated solution of H2S. Saturated solution of H2S we are preparing. So, we prepared a saturated solution of H2S. Saturated solution of H2S means concentration of H2S is 0.1 molar. Concentration of H2S is 0.1 molar. Concentration of H2S is 0.1 molar. Okay. In the saturated solution of H2S, what are the other ions present? That is bisulfide ion is present, sulfide ion is present, and H plus ions are present. Okay. Now we will say we'll take a here CuS precipitate. Here CuS precipitate will take. Above this CuS precipitate aqueous solution. Above this CuS precipitate, this solution here solution will take. This solution is a saturated solution of CuS. It is a saturated solution of CuS, and it is a saturated solution of H2S. It is a saturated solution of H2S. Okay. Now, saturated solution of H2S is having undissociated H2S. That concentration we have to see. This solution contains bisulfide ion. This solution contains sulfide ion. This solution contains H plus ions. Now say, what is the concentration of sulfide ion here? Sulfide ion here. What is the value, do you say? Before that, Ka1 of H2S, Ka1 of H2S here, Ka1 of H2S here. How it will be there? That point you say. First you say regarding Ka1. Ka1 of H2S in this case, Ka1 of H2S in this case. Do you say same or different? Ka1 of H2S in the second case and Ka1 of H2S in the first case. Do you say same or different? Or do you say? Okay. Ka1 of H2S in both cases same. That means Ka2 of H2S also same. Okay. So equilibrium constant remains same in these two cases. Sir. Okay. What about concentration of sulfide in both cases? What about concentration of sulfide in both cases? Concentration of sulfide here, concentration of sulfide in this solution, concentration of sulfide in this solution, but this solution is here above CuS precipitate. Concentration of sulfide in this solution, concentration of sulfide in this solution. Do you feel same or different? how the concentration of sulfide will be there in these two places. Okay, you are saying different. Concentration of sulfide in both solutions will be different. Sir, different in the sense one solution is having higher value, another solution is having lower value. Which solution do you say higher value? Do you say first solution? Do you say first solution or second solution? Which solution is having higher value of sulfide concentration? Do you say first solution or second solution? Okay, you are saying that second solution is having higher concentration of sulfide. Okay, let us check whether which solution is having higher concentration of sulfide. We have to check it. Which solution is having higher concentration of sulfide? Which solution is having higher concentration of sulfide, that we have to check. Sir, now first we will take which solution is having higher concentration of sulfide. That point we will see. Now we will take water in the test tube. We will take water in the test tube. To this we will pass H2S. Now we will get a saturated solution of H2S. We are getting saturated solution of H2S. In this concentration of H2S, undissociated H2S concentration is 0.1 molar, that we have calculated already. Concentration of HS minus is equal to 10 to the power of minus 4 we got. Concentration of H plus we got as 10 power minus 4. This we practiced already. Concentration of sulfide we got 10 to the power of minus 14. Sir, to this solution, let us add copper sulfate crystals. Copper sulfate solution or copper sulfate crystals we are adding. Sir, we are continuing passage of H2S gas. We are continuing passing of H2S gas. We are continuing. Now, what happens means this Cu2 plus, this Cu2 plus. Now the resultant solution. In the resultant solution, Cu2 plus ions are present. In the resultant solution, Cu2 plus ions are present. Sulfide is present. In the resultant solution, Cu2 plus ions are present. Even sulfide is present. If ionic product of CuS is greater than solubility product of CuS, CuS starts precipitating. Sir, so now we will say that CuS starts precipitating. We will take. Okay, we are saying that CuS starts precipitation. CuS starts precipitation. Okay. Now continue passage of H2S. Here we are saying CuS starts precipitating. Okay. Continue passage of H2S. Pass H2S continuously. Pass H2S gas continuously. What happens? CuS continuously precipitates. Cu2 plus continuously precipitates. Cu2 plus continuously precipitates as CuS. Continuously precipitates as CuS. Now see that Cu2 plus is continuously precipitating as CuS in the sense Cu2 plus going on consuming sulfide ions and becoming CuS precipitate. Cu2 plus continuously taking sulfide ions and precipitating as CuS. While what happens to the equilibrium, that we will see. H2S is dissolving and going for equilibrium, H plus aqueous and HS minus aqueous. HS minus aqueous converting into H plus aqueous and sulfide aqueous. Now see that here you have taken saturated solution. In this saturated solution, so and so equilibrium is possible. In this equilibrium, H2S concentration this much, H plus concentration this much. HS minus concentration this much, sulfide concentration this much. You are adding Cu2 plus and you are continuing passing of H2S. So resultant solution starts precipitation of CuS. Continue passage of H2S gas. What happens means Cu2 plus continuously precipitate as CuS. That means Cu2 plus continuously taking sulfide. Since Cu2 plus consumes sulfide, what happens to the concentration of sulfide here? You think it. What happens to the concentration of sulfide here? You think it. Shall we say concentration of sulfide decreases? Concentration of sulfide decreases in the sense, in this equilibrium, which favors you see? Which favors you see? Forward or backward? This Cu2 plus continuously consuming sulfide for precipitating as CuS. Therefore, concentration of sulfide goes on decreasing. So, equilibrium affected. Equilibrium is affecting means here which is favoring? Forward is favoring or backward is favoring? You think it. See. What concentration decreases you see? This concentration decreases. This concentration decreases means due to which this concentration is decreased? Because of Cu2 plus. This Cu2 plus consumes sulfide. This Cu2 plus consumes sulfide. So this Cu2 plus decreases concentration of sulfide. This Cu2 plus lowers the concentration of sulfide. So what will happen? So what will happen? We will see. Now Cu2 plus consumes Cu2 plus consumes sulfide for precipitation. Cu2 plus consumes sulfide for precipitation. So concentration of sulfide decreases. Concentration of sulfide decreases. Now we will see the equilibrium. We will see H2S gives H plus plus HS minus. For this equilibrium constant, Ka1 is equal to H plus into HS minus by H2S. Next, HS minus gives H plus and S2 minus. For this equilibrium constant equal to H plus into sulfide by HS minus. Now let us see overall. Overall in the sense we will cancel the common terms. HS minus we are cancelling. So we are getting H2S is in equilibrium with 2H plus plus sulfide. Now equilibrium constant Kc is equal to concentration of H plus power 2 concentration of sulfide by concentration of H2S. Now you say the relation between Kc, Ka1, Ka2 relation you say. What is the relation between Kc, Ka1 and Ka2? What is the relation? Kc is equal to sum of Ka1 and Ka2 shall we say, or product of Ka1 and Ka2 shall we say. What shall we say? Relation between Kc, Ka1, Ka2. The Kc is equal to, okay, you are saying product of Ka1 and Ka2, sir. Kc is equal to Ka1 into Ka2 you are saying. Okay. Now you say that equilibrium constant does not depend on concentration. Equilibrium constant do not vary with concentration. So here we will equilibrium constant will have fixed value. Equilibrium constant will have fixed value. This is 10 to the power of minus 7. It is 10 to the power of minus 14. Therefore, it is equal to 10 to the power of minus 21. This is equal to minus 10 power to minus 21. Now, this Cu2 plus consumes sulfide for precipitation. So, since Cu2 plus consuming sulfide concentration decreases. This indicates system is at equilibrium or not at equilibrium. System is at equilibrium or equilibrium is disturbed. Cu2 plus consumes sulfide. Therefore, concentration of sulfide decreases. So, the position of equilibrium, this equilibrium is affected or not affected. Okay, equilibrium is disturbed. Equilibrium is disturbed in the sense. Equilibrium is disturbed in the sense. We have to say QC is equal to concentration of H plus power 2 concentration of sulfide by concentration of H2S. Okay. Now QC is equal to concentration of H plus square into concentration of sulfide into concentration of H2S. QC when we have to take, Kc when we have to take. If the system is at equilibrium, take Kc. If the system is not at equilibrium, take Qc. So Qc is when the system is not at equilibrium. Kc we have to take when the system is at equilibrium. So we have to take Kc expression when the system is at equilibrium. We have to take Qc when the system is not at equilibrium. Now the system is not at equilibrium, so we will take Qc. We will substitute H plus. We will substitute sulfide. We will substitute H2S. Now you say, what is the value of Qc when compared to Kc? How Qc and Kc will be there? Will they be equal or not equal? If you say not equal, which is high? Which is high? Now you are comparing Qc and Kc, whether they are equal or not equal. You see, if they are not equal, which is high? Qc is high or Kc is high? Okay, you are saying that Qc is greater than Kc. Sir, we will check. We will check it. See, Cu2 plus consumes sulfide. Cu2 plus consumes sulfide in the sense concentration of sulfide decreases. Concentration of sulfide decreases means how Qc value will be there when compared to Kc, you think it. How Qc will be there when compared to Kc. Kc is fixed. Kc value does not depend on concentration, we know. Kc does not depend on concentration. Kc value is fixed. It is not depending on concentration. If the system is at equilibrium, you take Kc expression. If system is not at equilibrium, you take Qc expression. So This is the concentration of sulfide when the system is at any condition, equilibrium or not equilibrium, whatever. But it is the concentration of sulfide when the system is at equilibrium. Okay. Now Cu2 plus consumes sulfide. So concentration of sulfide getting reduced. So this reduced concentration of sulfide you are substituting here. Okay. So how Qc will be there when compared to Kc? You are saying it is greater. Qc is greater than Kc, you are saying. Is it correct? Is it correct? Check it. Qc is greater than Kc, you are saying. Is it correct? Now here you think it. Cu2 plus is consuming sulfide, isn't it? So sulfide concentration decreases, isn't it? So sulfide concentration decreases means it is low, means how Qc will be there? How Qc value will be there? Will it be lower or will it be higher? You think it? Then you compare Qc and Kc. Now you say whether is Qc greater than Kc, isn't it? Do you say Qc greater than Kc or do you say Qc less than Kc? What do you say? Which value do you say? Qc, how it will be there? Now you are saying Qc is less than Kc, sir. So now we can say Qc is less than Kc, sir. Qc is less than Kc means system is not at equilibrium, sir. System is not at equilibrium means system will try to get equilibrium or not. System is not at equilibrium. System is disturbed. So system, what it will do? It will try to attain equilibrium. In order to attain equilibrium, system forces either forward to favor or backward to favor. Sir. So system is not at equilibrium. System wants to attain equilibrium. So system trying to make Qc is equal to Kc. Now see that you said that system is disturbed. System is disturbed. That means system is not at equilibrium. System is not at equilibrium. So Qc is less than Kc, we said. So what system will do? System will try for getting equilibrium. System will try for getting equilibrium. Sir. Trying for getting equilibrium means system will try to rise Qc or decrease Qc. System will try to rise Qc or decrease Qc. What do you say? System will try to, system makes Qc to rise or system makes Qc to decrease in order to attain equilibrium. Now system is trying to attain equilibrium, we said. That means system is making this Qc to rise or system makes this Qc to decrease in order to attain equilibrium. What system does? What do you say? System will raise the Qc value or system will reduce the Qc value. We said equilibrium constant is fixed. Equilibrium constant does not vary.